and welcome to Mid-American Gardener. I'm Sandy Mason with the University of Illinois Extension as the State Master Gardener Coordinator, and we are so glad you've decided to join us on this very blustery winter day. And of course, Mid-American Gardener is your chance to get some answers to your gardening questions. Maybe you were thinking about what you're going to grow this year. And also, you want to stay tuned because later on we do have a scoop contributor, and Chris is going to be talking about how you can grow vegetables outdoors all year long. Amazing. So you're going to make sure you stay tuned for that. And of course, we always have a great group of people to help you out with your gardening questions and your gardening plans. And tonight is no different. And Bob, how about you?
I'm glad to be here. My name is Bob Skirvin, and I'm a retired professor here at the University of Illinois, where I taught for 40 years. Anyway, and one of the things I really like, my specialty is fruit crops. And one of the things I really like doing is going to the grocery store. And at the grocery store, any time of the year, they got different stuff coming in. And in the season right now, one of the things, if you haven't seen it, there's some really nice blueberries coming in from Chile. Yes. They really aren't very expensive, and they're really good. So get out and buy some blueberries. But another fruit that's here that maybe you've never tried is what we call star fruit, carambola. Can you get that down here? And star fruit is this cool looking thing. It looks like a star, and when you cut it, you actually have these little stars. And the stars are really quite edible. This carambola can be pretty good. I usually like them when they're a little more yellow than this. You can't eat them, but they're really beautiful in fruit salads and in punch bowls. A lot of people take and freeze them in that big chunk of ice and freeze them in that. They're beautiful in that. And you can just eat them straight. Sometimes, let's see. Oh, good one.
They have a little bit of seed in them. A little bit of seeds.
But it's good. That's good. I bought these at the store today. So try a carambola. Try a star fruit.
It's good. Actually, they're kind of a sweet, tart kind of thing, and some people really like them. But
they're
they're
really
probably
nice in a fruit salad.
Probably more pretty than they are.
Yeah, the best use for them is they're just plain ornamental. Put them in your fruit salad. Float them.
But you can't eat them if you want to. Very good, Bob.
Bowl.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
If you like kumquats, you might like those.
Oh, if you like kumquats, you might like those. So that's good to know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Good idea. Cool. And Mary Ann, how about you?
Hi there, everybody, and I am Mary Ann Metz. I'm a horticulturalist and landscape designer, and currently I'm working at Prairie Gardens, and I would like to share with you something that everybody is so anxious to do right now. This increasingly cold winter we're having is starting seeds indoors. Basic supplies is what I want to share with you, and the first thing, of course, what you need is seed starting medium, and you can purchase that. And it is actually called seed starting material or potting material, and not expensive. But then the next thing you need are containers, all sorts of containers: plastic, peat, different sizes of peat, even little peat pellets that you put water in and they expand. And don't forget to have markers so you can mark the plants, the seeds that you started, because you'll forget.
We always think you'll remember.
Absolutely. And it's absolutely really important to have these so you know what you're doing. And of course, I forgot this particular container also, which is nice little cells for seeds material. And of course, the most important thing, seeds, whether you're starting lovely vegetables or annuals or perennials or bright colored things or just really fun stuff to start in your indoors. But the important thing is to read the package. You want to read the back of the package. It tells you about starting it indoors, when to start it indoors, or whether it should be sown directly into your garden. And certainly do not forget a pen, which I just dropped, but it's a pen that you want to use as a marker so it doesn't wipe off of your plastic, and something to water with. I love sprayers because they're much more gentle when you spray the water rather than using a watering can. And there you have it. Happy seed starting.
Yeah, great. And I think the one thing, once you get your kind of system set up and you're used to doing it, because the one thing, generally you're always going to need supplemental light. That's probably the big thing.
Almost always.
So some kind of like fluorescent light, but like the shop lights or something like that. So once you kind of get your system set up, it's like, and I figure, this time of year, it's like it's cheaper than therapy. And
yes, it is.
To me,
That's
it is
fabulous
therapy.
It's something to look forward to.
And it's something to do with your children, because young kids love watching those seeds sprout and come up, and then they transfer into the garden. So it's a great way to get your kids interested in what's going on in the yard.
Thanks, Mary Ann. Something to look forward to. Thank you very much. And John.
I'm John Bodensteiner. I'm a Vermilion County Master Gardener, and I like perennials, hostas, trees, shrubs. just about anything green that grows in Illinois, I pretty much have in my yard, and I enjoy. Even some things that we can't hardly grow in Illinois, and for that, I do volunteer out at the VA greenhouse in Danville, and so I brought today some flower from the banana, and this part is the male flower, and up at the very top you can see the baby bananas, and they may not grow quite as big as the ones at the grocery store, but we get, and if you let them grow on the tree until they're yellow, they are just super, super delicious. These probably won't be quite as good, but still, they taste just wonderful, and it's something just different that you can grow. We've got all kinds of fruits and different things out there, and so I get to garden year round. It's not like I
Awesome.
like Marianne have a
John, one of the things that's interesting is banana. I had a lot of foreign students, and I had several Arabic students, and they said that that the word banana means finger.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they kind of think about it, bananas like a finger, and then when you buy a bunch of bananas, that's called a hand of bananas because all those fingers that are in there.
It looks like a hand.
Yeah,
doesn't
it
It
looks like
does.
a hand.
Very
Absolutely.
Good. Very good.
Wonderful
So it's one of
stuff.
those things we talk sometimes about bananas being like tropical plants that you just
Yes.
like to grow outside.
Absolutely.
But to actually get the bananas themselves, then often you need
can
a
do it.
greenhouse.
It's a pretty
or
expensive
something.
process.
Yeah, and it's very expensive banana.
That's
Yes.
somebody else handling the
Yeah,
greenhouse.
yeah.
What-
Count the cost of a greenhouse.
Another nice thing, you can use the leaves. I use the leaves
Oh,
for
absolutely.
cooking, steaming
Yes.
fish, and they use
Very
that
good.
in the
Flower
Philippines.
arranging.
Yes.
All sorts
Yes.
of things. Yes,
The
absolutely.
beauty of trying something different. So
Yep.
thank you very much, John. That's great. And of course, always thinking about doing something a little bit different. It's time to get the scoop from our pals in other parts of Illinois. And today's scoop comes from Chris Inroth. He's UVI Extension Educator in Horticulture over in Macomb in the western part of Illinois. And he's with us online too. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Sandy. Thank you for having me on Mid-America Gardener. So, while most of us, I would say, this time of year are turning to the grocery store produce section, I am still harvesting out of my garden.
Yay. Amazing.
Yes, and so there's a very specific way I have to do this, a special thing I have to do. So to keep my plants alive, I am using low tunnels to extend the growing season into these cold months of the year. And so low tunnels are essentially mini high tunnels. And a high tunnel is also known as like a hoop house. High tunnels are large enough that you can walk into. A low tunnel is a shorter structure, only spans about 1 or 2 beds, only about 2 to 3 feet high. And if you are a do-it-yourselfer, you can build your very own low tunnel, or you can order your own low tunnel kit online, and it will come with everything that you need. And I actually built my own low tunnel, and I built it by bending metal electric conduit into hoops, and then I installed those hoops over top my garden bed, and then I cover it with plastic. It's that plastic that protects our plants. So now, something to keep in mind, though, I am not growing warm season crops like tomatoes and peppers or bananas. Instead, what we
No
have in the
bananas.
low tunnel, we have cool season vegetables, and these are more adapted to our colder temperatures that we have this time of year. So the low tunnel that it might be pictured on your screen, this is actually in our McDonough County gift garden. This is where our master gardeners grow food to donate to local food pantries. And our master gardeners have harvested into early December in 2017, this past year. We were digging out carrots, onions, turnips. We were cutting head lettuce and spinach and kale, and we did all of this in December. And I even harvested right up to Christmas Eve. I picked some salad greens for our family holiday meal. And so with our frigid temps that we have been having, several of the less cold-tolerant crops have essentially croaked, like a lot of the lettuces and broccoli and the cabbage. But our spinach, carrots, and kale, those 3 crops are still looking great. I also have parsnips, which are holding in the ground. They've frosted, the top growth is frosted, but the roots are still in the ground, and I just dig them up whenever I want to roast some root veggies in the winter or make a pot of chicken noodle soup. And probably fall and winter gardening is my favorite time of year to garden. The wonderful thing about it is the cold builds up sugars in the plant tissue, and this gives produce a sweeter flavor. And there's nothing better, I'd say, than winter spinach and carrots. Plus, this time of year, I don't have to worry about insects. I don't even have to worry about watering or fertilizing or weeding. I just go out and pick the plants when I need them.
That's actually pretty darn amazing. And I know the first time I ever saw that, I was stunned that things were still looking good in December, and then even in you had done pictures of them with the low tunnels with snow on them, stuff that it's amazing that these plants can tolerate these cold temperatures. But as you say, it has to be certain plants. You can't do tomatoes and some of those, but certainly kale and spinach and a lot of that stuff tolerates it.
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts.
That's
would
one
be
of the
another
best.
good one. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chris. I think you really given us some great ideas. I know if people go to YouTube, you actually have some videos actually on YouTube. So people check for that information on how to build low tunnels. You can see how Chris has actually built the low tunnels, and it's pretty inexpensive thing to do. You can put it over your raised beds, and it's just really pretty amazing. So thank you, Chris, so much for sharing this with us. It gives us something to think about even for next winter. So thank you very much. That's been great. Sure, thanks. I know this is one of those things that until you see it, you can't quite believe that these plants can tolerate these kind of cold temperatures, but it really is amazing. So we really can have vegetables out in the garden year-round.
And fruits, the raspberries. I've seen raspberries in New York.
They do
New York
tunnels?
State. Yeah, they grow them in high tunnels of raspberries, and selling fresh raspberries in New York City at Christmas time.
And strawberries I've seen and stuff. Yeah. So I think probably the big thing is really these do not have, there's no heat element in there or anything. So there's no heat. Okay, very good. So something to think about. So thanks so much. And we're going to go to our callers, and we have a caller, Paul, is on line 3. And you have some flowers that are turning black, and I'm guessing you probably don't want them to be turning black. What can we do for you, Paul?
Yeah, that's correct. It's a Francis Williams hosta, and I know it's an outdoor plant, but I kept it inside. I live in an apartment, and I'm trying to figure out what to do and what's wrong.
So it's growing indoors in your apartment right now? So it's a hosta?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've never tried to grow them indoors.
Yeah. I actually had a friend who did some research in growing hosta indoors, what kind of a time period that they tolerated it. It was many years ago, but he got about 18 months out of it, and then it just kind of dwindled.
Yeah.
But they're, like you said, Paul, they're not indoor plants. It really does need some cold dormancy. To be a viable plant. So if you have an unheated garage or just someplace that's very, very protected, or someplace that you can mulch it in hugely, I mean like 10 or 12 inches of mulch around the pot, you can get it through the winter like that. But it needs the cold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard before that they like Marianne said, they'll just start to do. If you bring them in, they just go
decline.
downhill.
So for now, if you can't get them outside, I think I'd try to put them in a cold part. Hopefully your apartment isn't cold, but maybe there's a cold part somebody else's.
Right, maybe there's a garage in the apartment.
Or a garage
complex.
in the apartment.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that would be
so
good.
hopefully that helps. I'm not sure why the flowers themselves would be turning black unless they maybe have a.
That could have been some kind of pathogen that was
Yeah,
brought
I wonder
into
if
the
they're
house.
not having a little fungal disease.
Yeah, it was
which
probably a
I'd go
fungal
ahead
issue.
and cut those off.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I would,
At
definitely.
any rate, so yeah, I may have to think about indoor plants, Paul. I don't know. Okay, thank you very much for the call. And I know we have lots of information when it comes to different kinds of plants, those kind of things. We certainly have that. And I think we'll just go ahead and go to we certainly have some lines open if people want to go ahead and give us a call. We'll certainly take those calls. But why don't we go ahead and do our emails? We
Okay.
have some more emails.
Okay, I'm Bob Skirvin again, and I have a question here for somebody. They didn't put a name down. That's all right. Anyway, and they have some lemon trees. They have two lemon trees, and the lemon trees they planted them as seeds a long time ago, 5 years ago, and one of them is really big. And I've got a picture here. They got it really big. It's pushing the ceiling up against the ceiling, pushing against the ceiling. That one over there, you can't even see the top of it. And then the other one there is shorter. And anyway, there are two seedlings. They're growing different, and that's kind of common. You can see the one over here on that side, I guess, on our right, is branching more, and it's kind of more what you expected if you had a house plant or a plant looked like that. The other one is just growing straight up in the air, and like I said, heading for the ceiling. And they said they potted several times, so they want some advice and future success. And I don't know exactly what they want, but they got to fertilize. What I would do since I'm not used to working with citrus trees, is I would certainly get on the Florida site or something. They'll tell you how to fertilize trees and how to prune the trees and so forth. And that one lemon tree that's going that way like that, what you got to do is to cut out the top and get it to branch. and where it's more manageable in size, and the fact that because they are seedlings, that's just like brothers and sisters, or brothers or cousins or something. They're different.
Got a family.
And that's what's happening here. They're just plain different, but they're probably both all right. I don't know why you want a giant.
Yeah, I don't know. It is, it really is one of those things that, they might think about, oh, it's fun to try seeds, but they might even think about it's like Meyer lemon or some of those that are
Yes.
more of a small lemon that
Yeah.
probably works better in kind of an indoor. They
And
still,
they wouldn't cost very much. You could
yeah,
garden center buy a
Yeah.
baby of that.
yeah, so like thinking about Meyer lemon or one of those that actually
I started
probably,
a couple of Meyer lemons.
yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
that might be something to think about, but it's always fun
fun.
to try seeds.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right?
And
Like
we have-
we used to call it garbage gardens, where you just sort of plant seeds from the apples or whatever.
We have a couple of lime and lemon trees out at the VA, and we have to cut those. Even with all the light we get, they reach, and I'm sure that that's what's doing. So you can cut that back to about 3 feet, and it'll branch out nicely.
Absolutely, they
Right.
do. Really
And it's
well.
great that those plants look so
Oh,
healthy.
hell, they do
look
Because
healthy.
a lot of
Yeah,
times they get spider mites.
They have a nice
yeah.
site there.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they look really healthy. The leaves look nice and green. They get spider mites
Yes.
and some insect issues sometimes on some of the citrus. So you're doing a good job, that's
Yes,
for sure. So that's
absolutely,
great. So,
absolutely.
And Marianne,
Well, my email this evening is about dogwoods, a species particular. It's Cornus cusa, one of my favorites. These are beautiful trees, large white. Well, most people call them flowers, but they're actually bracts, the white. They bloom. What I like about cusas is they bloom a little bit later than the Cornus florida, which we usually grow around here, which oftentimes gets hit by the frost. But the question is, they bought this dogwood in March, and this spring it didn't have any colored leaves, which is the correct thing to say, because they are modified leaves. What should I do if that happens again in the spring? Well, it's a lot of things that could be happening with the Cornus cusa. One is the age of the tree. If it's a really young tree, you really need to give it just a few more years. Typically between 3 and 5 years is when they'll begin to bloom. It's possible that you have it in a place where it's too much sun or too little sun. Now they are an understory tree, which means they grow on the edge of a forested area. So they like a little bit of sun, but not too much sun and not too much shade. So that's one of the things to bear in mind is where you place it. Too much fertilizer will make it do a lot of vegetative growth, a lot of leaf growth, and consequently no energy left for the flowering. So you don't want to put prepared fertilizers, especially on a young tree. If you've just planted it, that's just not a good idea. If you did any pruning on it too far into the fall or winter, you cut off the flowers for next year. So you want to be very careful about when you prune a flowering plant. A good rule of thumb with any flowering tree or shrub is right after it's finished flowering. That way you're not cutting off the flowers that have been produced for the following season. I think one of the things I'd like to suggest would be composted cow manure, your garden compost, to top dress around the plant. That would be a nice little boost, not too strong. And the other thing that so many gardeners are so blessed with is patience.
I was just thinking that. Sometimes that's what it takes, isn't it?
It just takes time, and it probably will take a couple of years. But the compost will not hurt. Definitely, that's a nice thing to do
Just
for a
not
newly
too deep,
planted
though.
plant.
No.
You don't want to put 5 inches of compost around it. Just top dress lightly around the tree, and if you can dig it in, do. If you can't, without disturbing the roots, that's a good thing to do for the tree.
They really are beautiful small trees.
Oh, they are just
If you've never
gorgeous.
seen a Kusa dogwood in full bloom, it's just absolutely
stunning
gorgeous.
trees.
So really good information and just good care. Sometimes
Yes.
it's just good care and patience, right?
Yes,
Okay, very
absolutely.
good. Thank you very much, Marianne. And John.
I have an email, and they have a question about a wild American plum. It was Mike, and he has a wild plum tree, and he's asking if you need 2 plants to produce pollen, and yes, you do. And he's wondering if he can do a cutting from one bush. Will that pollinate the mother plant and produce fruit? No, because that's a clone of the original plant, and you need a different family member basically to do it. And I would like to know if the wild plum bush tree will produce the plum bush from another local region. And yes, that's what you need, is another plum tree from a different neighbor or a different area, and that definitely will cross-pollinate then. So even some of your domestic plums will tend to cross-pollinate, just like most trees. even those that self-pollinate, you still get better pollination from if you have two varieties. So.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you very much. And we do have some callers, and online too we have Dave from Oriana. And you have a question about planting coffee. It must be the night for tropical stuff. What's your question, Dave?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. My question is, I collected a bunch of coffee grounds, is what I.
Oh, okay.
And what I want to do is, I don't know when to put this in the garden. I've got about a 45 by 40 vegetable garden, and I don't know, when to put this on. Do I wait till the spring, or when?
Okay. Has a bunch of coffee grounds, which are great.
That's great.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
A lot of people use coffee grounds because they think it's going to change the pH because coffee is acidic, but it's only a temporary fix. They've done some studies, and after about 6 months, the pH goes right down to
Right.
7.
Right.
And
But
so,
it's good stuff.
But it's good,
Yeah,
good
it is.
stuff. And the best thing to do would be to, if you've got a whole bunch of it, just to put it in your compost pile. If you don't have a compost pile, just spread it out thinly, and it won't make any.
Yeah. Actually, you could do that anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
Anytime.
Just to put
Absolutely.
a thin
Do
layer.
it now. Let it rot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go
Absolutely.
ahead and do it now. And actually, the worms love it. So
Oh,
if you ever
yeah.
do vermiculture or doing anything with worm composting, the worms absolutely love it. So I love ground. And I don't think people always think sometimes that you can actually, sometimes your local, coffee shop or whatever, they have so many grounds
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh,
sometimes
sure.
they're more than willing to have somebody come and take the
That's
grounds
the-
away
the
from
big
them.
5-pound
They use grounds.
package, just pick them up and take them home.
Yeah. So think about that. Maybe you can make that relationship with your, buy some coffee and then see if they'll give you the grounds from
Great
that.
stuff.
Thanks. Great idea, Dave. Good for you. Thanks. Thanks for letting us know about that. Now on line 3 we have Mark, and you have a question about a mountain ash tree. What can we do for you, Mark?
Yes, ma'am. I've got 2 mountain ash trees that I planted them approximately 20, 25 years ago, and they have had the ash borer in them for 2 years, I guess, because they're full of holes now. They're last fall, this fall, they died. If I cut those down, do I need to burn the entire trunk and everything? Or can I cut those up for firewood and put them in my log pile for outside burning? Or is the larvae in there that we need to get rid of? Or how do I get rid of those things?
So are these really mountain ash? They're a mountain ash?
Right. It was called mountain ash. When one of them I think would have been a purple ash, and maybe the other one was a mountain ash.
They had
Yeah,
the red
'cause-
berries, the clumps of red berries.
Yeah, because mountain ash actually doesn't get emerald ash
Yeah,
borer.
yeah.
Mountain ash gets a whole bunch of other problems.
Exactly.
So as far as the mountain ash, what do you think?
It may have gotten something else, another borer
yeah.
or
Some
Some
something
kind
else.
of borer, probably not
But-
the emerald ash though.
Yeah,
I-
they're probably not emerald ash borer.
Right
but-
now, the state of Illinois has kind of
Right.
given up on the emerald, trying to keep the emerald ash borer out. So yeah, you could cut it up and burn it. I would burn it as soon as I could, so that in case your neighbor's got an ash tree, they're trying to, they're spraying it and keeping it, and get rid of it as soon as possible. But
Yeah, and unfortunately, mountain ash really are one of those trees that are really tough to grow around here.
they really are,
Anyway,
and they're
so very
beautiful.
good.
But
Yes,
Yep.
they are.
And then we have a caller online for Cindy, and from Glenarm, you have a question about amaryllis. Cindy online.
Yeah, I
Hi.
have a couple amaryllis that have started to send up flower stalks from the bulb, and then they just stop.
Oh,
And I can't ever get them to come out of the bulb, and I'm afraid to keep on watering them.
so it sends up the flower stalk and then nothing, huh?
Yeah.
A flower stalk with no flower buds on it.
Does it get?
Well,
Does it get long?
the plant just starts to peek out of the bulb, and then it just
so it might
sits
just be the leaves coming out.
It sounds like it's just the leaves
Yeah.
and not actually a flower scape.
Because the
This
bulb
is-
would have a rounded edge on the top, and yeah, you again maybe patience.
So, and then certainly making sure that you water it, and they really like a lot of light
Yeah.
at that
They
point.
like
once
a
make sure
lot
they
of
have plenty
light.
of light, those kind of things.
And don't stop water.
Okay, great. And Mary Ann, do you have a quick question for us on line 5 about trimming trees?
Yeah, hibiscus. I have a hibiscus plant. I have to keep it outside in the winter because I don't have any place It's a twisted bark tree like,
Oh, sure.
and I want to know when I should trim it back so it can grow, the new leaves next
Okay.
summer.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Marianne. Trimming hibiscus. What do you think?
She said she kept it outside.
It's probably, it's probably
Is it
dead.
outside?
Yes.
If it's the tropical one, you're not going to have to worry about trimming it because it's dead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tropical
If it
one.
freezes, it's done.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like
At
to
any
add-
rate, so yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the tropical one, I think with the hibiscus, that's going to be a real issue
gone.
for you. So sorry about that, unless it's one of the shrub types
Yeah.
that would be outdoors. So sorry about that. So anyway, thank you all very much. And remember, you can always connect with us on Facebook and email. Also, check out your local Levi Extension office and check out the Master Gardener program. They may be able to help you with some of your plans, or you might want to get involved with that as well. So this is that perfect time to be getting out garden catalogs, thinking about what you're going to plant this year. We gave you some great ideas, so thank you all very much. And I hope you'll join us again next time on Mid-American Gardener.